Let's start. Today is the last class, so we will do the fall semester review. You probably have received the review worksheet. Let's go through this. Okay. This is complex number fallings. You just treat this as a polynomial falling. Do this product, and then here and here. Make sure you remember I squared is -1. So this is something easy, okay? And this is non-calculus section. I think by now, most students already forget the parabola equations. Out of one, we learned the vertical one, open up, open down. In the summer, we learned the two guys open horizontally. So if you have the guy open to the left, let me call student. Haley, what's the equation for this kind of parabola?
X equals to A.
We don't use the order one format. We use the order two format. When you have horizontal guy, you must make the y to be squared. The vertical guy is x squared. The horizontal guy is the y squared. So if you open to the left, it must be y squared equals to -4px. Okay? If you open to the right, then you have y squared equals to +4px. Okay? So you said this guy, vertex as the origin. You can mute yourself, thank you. The focus is at 4, 0. The distance between the vertex and the focus is the p-value. So if you draw this guy here, so for the parabola, the focus location is right here. If this is the vertex, this is going to be the amount of p. This is p. So this is p. If you draw the line through the vertex, through the focus, but perpendicular to the line of symmetry, this is the line of symmetry. If you draw this, that's 2p. This is another 2p. This is called lattice rectangle. This guy length is exactly over here. So you have p as the 4. So you have y squared equals to 4 times 4, which is 16x. So you have x as 1/16 times y squared. That's it. That's why you choose none of the above. If you don't remember the table, in summer, we learned it in the summer class. We have a worksheet. So here, this is what we learned in summer. I believe we learned in here, right? Yes, we learned over here on this worksheet, and we have another one. These pictures. This one, we summarize all this parabola opening up, opening down, opening to the left, opening to the right. And if the center, if the vertex is at origin, easy, you just use the simplest format. If it has a shift, just do the horizontal shift and vertical shift. As long as you truly understand the 4 different shapes. Opening up is x squared equals to 4py. Opening down is x squared equals -4py. Opening to the left is y squared equals -4px. Opens to the right is going to be y squared equals to +4px. Okay? You can do the shift. Make sure you have foundation here very well. In the second semester, we will learn the conic sections. In the conic sections, we will learn the hyperbola and the ellipse. And at that time, they will also test you for the parabola. So the foundation here, you must be very solid. Next one. This is the beginning of this fall semester Algebra 2. We know that shape corresponding to this. That guy means you are between these two. So for us, this thing is very easy. You make it either greater than equal than the 3 or less than equal than the negative. In that way, you can do it. So this is the very beginning of the semester. But you know that at that time, your school test and quiz are way more harder. The hardest question we did is something like here. Okay, like example 3. Remember, you have the absolute value and plus or minus something greater than equal than another thing. On both sides, you could have two different absolute values, and you have all those horizontal shift, horizontal compression, horizontal stretch, vertical compression, vertical stretch. You have all those transformations, and on both sides, you also have absolute value. We talk about how to solve this during summer we practice some hard questions. Look at this. We did this equation, and then we did this, right? Those inequality. Look at this. On both sides, you have this absolute value. Let me ask, for this type of question, how many students can do it right now correctly? If you think you can do it, text me a message in Zoom. How many people can do this question correctly very fast by yourself? How many? Nobody? All right, go ahead. Go ahead, do this question. Don't look at any notes. Just do it by yourself. Do this one. Try this one. Go ahead. If you can handle this kind of question, you shouldn't have problem if your school give you this kind of thing in the final. Try this. X minus 1 absolute value less than equal than negative of x plus 1 absolute value plus 3. Do it on your paper. When you finish, text me. I provide you my phone number again. If your algebra 2 AAC average right now is 90 or 91, then when you take the final, you want to be very careful. You don't want to drop it below 90 because you want your unweighted GPA to be full. Okay, 4.0 if it's if it's equal or greater than 90. So if your current average is 90 or 91, then you need to take serious about the final. Vienna, when you get rid of the absolute value, make sure you put the and or you put the or. You cannot just write down one thing on one side, the other thing on the other side without words called and or. You have to put the name there. So I have Haley get perfect answer. I have if I didn't announce your name, I have Cindy get the perfect answer. I have Christina get the perfect answer. And I have Vienna get the perfect answer. And this is what we did in the summer. When you have the absolute value on both sides, you need to make sure you get rid of the absolute sign in 2 steps, okay? And you are keep manipulating with this formula. So you are keep manipulating based on this guy and this guy to get rid of the absolute value, okay? So if you didn't finish in class, make sure after the class you do it. You look at summer folder 01, redo it. Make sure you master that skill. You can do it perfectly. Now let's go back to the review. Here, this is the system of inequality. And you can see the final question they gave way more easier. This question looks like those Algebra 2 regular class question, okay? Yeah, during your quiz test, most time you don't have so easy question. You just make sure the dash line, this is above this dash line, so you shouldn't have the equal sign over here. And then this guy below this solid line, so you have this guy here. You know, you even don't need to worry about calculating the slope and the point slope format. You just see on which direction. This is solid line, it's below, so you won't choose A and B. So A and B can be skipped immediately. Then you want to choose between C and D. C and D, and then you see the dash line. This is above, so you choose greater than, okay? And you can see this is too simple. This is Algebra 1 question. This one here, you just plug in. This is also Algebra 1 question, so that's easy. This thing, we'll do this thing about linear programming. If you want to, in Algebra 1, at that time you learned those optimization questions. And then you want to find the inequality and then find the region, okay? The region. And then you want to say, okay, so how do I get my maximum profit? Then you will choose each corner's location to plug in into that optimization function to find the value. But here they don't ask you anything harder. They just ask you, what does this mean? X absolute value less than or equal than 2, so you are between -2 and +2, okay? This is below 5, and then this is above this line. Okay, that's easy. System linear equation. That's also easy. I don't want you to have the fraction involved, so I would like you to times the 4 for both sides, and then times the 2 for both sides, so that you can have integers. This thing is easy. 3x minus 4 equals 20 equals to -20, and you can solve it. So you might notice that the final is not going to be as hard as your normal quiz and test. So if you are a very careful student, you take the final, you probably can increase your average, okay? But if you are a very careless student, then that's another thing. Because even you know how to do it, you still have many careless mistake, then you still get a lot of points off. So for here, this one, this is for us, it's 1 second question. Somebody plus this less than or equal than 5. That means the midpoint is -3. This guy is equivalent to this. This saying you have a 1D axis, okay? 1D axis, and the center point is at -3. And what other points that make the distance to this center, the distance less than or equal than 5? From -3 go to the right by 5 is 2. From -3 go to the left by 5 is -8. That's it. That's it. When I see this, I know it's between two numbers. It's not going to go one direction, no. It's going this direction, no. If you have greater than or equal than, that's this guy. It's not going to be one direction. This is less than or equal than, it's between. Greater than or equal than, it's all two opposite directions. Okay. That's saying too easy, too easy, too easy. We are going to only cover the hard question. Okay. Too easy question. I don't want to do it. And this is another example. You have the absolute value greater than equal than another guy's absolute value. You will take out this absolute value in 2 steps, manipulating with this thing again and again. But make sure you have your or, you have your and in the correct location. But if you say, teacher, I do need help, can you walk through with me? Again, ask me now. Is there any student who want me to walk through with this with you? Let me know. Don't feel shy. If you need help, let me help you. Everybody can handle this question? Now this thing. They ask you graphing it. So this is a composite inequality, compound inequality. So you have one to one side, the other to the other side. So the first one, so W is greater than equal than 1. And this guy is W less than -2. Greater than equal than -1, -1 to the right, and less than -2. So you have 1 here, and you have -2 over here. Make sure this is open, this is solid. Okay, make sure. Next one is a worse problem, but it's also very simple. So they said the bookstore sold 8 more pencils than the pen one day. So you make y equals to x plus 8, okay? And the pencil is $0.05. Pen is $0.20. So the total amount of money will be this equation. You might feel curious, is this a algebra 2 or algebra 1? This is too simple, right? Now look at this. Go ahead, everybody. Solve by yourself for this system equation. Go ahead, do it by your hand, not by calculator. Solve this guy. If this is multiple choice, nobody force you to use a matrix, and just do the way that make you solve this the fast one. But if somebody can do the matrix very fast, you can also do matrix method. Or some people say, I will plug in each one. That's another choice. Solve 19 by yourself and send me your work. Okay, we get Vienna get the correct answer. Who else? Good job, Abby. Good job, Claire. Who else finished this one? Number 19. Okay, now this question is easy. The correct answer is A. Okay, everything we do over here, for us, this is algebra 1 level. This is not algebra 2 AAC at all. But for the final, some question, yes, not hard at all. Factoring. You take 3x out, you have x squared minus 3. So you have x minus 3, x plus 3. And then over here, you have x squared minus a squared minus x plus a. So you have x minus a times x plus a, and then minus x plus a. This is our regrouping. This has a common factor. You take it out, you have here minus 1. That's it. And this is cross multiplication. Say it one more time. 1 by 3 is 3. Negative 2 by 2 is negative 4. And then this gives you a negative 6 plus 2, which met negative 4. Okay. And then this guy here. This guy here, let me call student. Yeah, for the previous system linear equation, Haley and Ethan also got it correct. So for number 23, Ethan, let's do this factoring. Go ahead, please. How do we factor in this?
You change it to 3x squared plus 2x times negative minus 6x.
Okay, hold on. We choose x squared on the first column, constant at the second column. So 1 by 1 is 1, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Negative 4. Negative 4 is 1 by negative 4, correct?
Yeah.
So in that way, you have a negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. So this means x squared plus 1 times x squared minus 4. Yes. Makes sense now?
Yeah, I think
it's not a B. It is not B. This guy is not this. If this is minus 1,
I thought
yes.
we're doing 22. Sorry.
It's this guy. Okay?
Mm.
Makes sense now?
Yeah.
It's a C. Okay?
Mm.
And then you can see here, this guy here. Right? How do you factor this one? Go ahead. Ethan?
X squared
6 is a who by who?
2 by 2 times 3.
2 times 3. And 1 is 1 by 1, right?
Mhm.
And you have minus, right?
Yeah.
So this is which one?
C.
So yes, it's 1 over 2 and 1 over 3. That's it. Okay. And then when you see that thing, and you say, oh, I don't know who is this, but you see 8. And you already see this guy, 88. So you take out the 8, you will get 36. So that's easy. Okay. I don't understand why they give so simple algebra 2 AAC review, but that's the review. Okay. Now let's do something we did for these radicals. Okay. Let's see. Do they really have some? Yes, they have some matrix questions. Okay, so we do the beginning fast, and then we can have enough time for those more complicated questions. For this guy here, this is 12. So let's do here. Abby, let's do this one together. 12 is who by who?
4 by 3.
So I'll do 4 by 3. And then x to the power 4, I just leave it. It's an even, so I leave it. X to the power 7, I will rewrite this as, y to the power 7. I do y to the power 6 times what? So who can go out?
4, which becomes 2.
And who else?
X squared.
And?
Y to the power 3.
So under the square root will be who?
3 and y.
Very good. Now let's see here. Abby, let's do this one also. How do we do this one?
Do you multiply them first? So like 48 over 10.
If there is number who can go out, let's take it out first.
Okay, so 9 can go out, so 3 times square root of 3.
3 times square root 2, right?
2. Yeah.
And then times square root 3. And then divided by square root 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we see here, square root 10 can be rewrite as who?
Square root of 2 times 5.
So we can write down here as square root 2 times square root 5. So this canceled. This guy has square root 5, so you will times square root 5 for top and the bottom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then the top one become?
3 times square root of 15.
Over
5.
That's it. Okay. Make sure we don't leave any radicals in the denominator. Okay. Next one. This is simple. This is square 6 times square 2. You take the 2 out, square 3 left, and then over 2. And square 6 times square 3, you take 3 out, you have square 2 left. Square root 8 is going to be 2 times square root 2. And then you can see this guy, 2 and 2 canceled, so you have square root 3. This minus this, which is positive, okay? So for the final, the majority of the question shouldn't be hard, but have to be careful. It makes those answers looks very similar. So if you do too fast, even though you got correct answer, you may choose the wrong one. Yeah, this one is too easy. Just square root 2 plus minus. Some people say this. Look at here. Y squared equals to 2. y is positive, negative square root 2. This guy itself is positive. This guy itself is positive. Unless you put a negative in front, that's a negative. So the answer for this one is going to be plus minus. You shouldn't choose this one. Some people choose this one. No, that's impossible. Because that guy square, plus square is plus, minus square is also plus. But the I square itself is negative 1. Square root 2 square is 2. So this guy is negative 2. If I have a 2 plus y squared equals 0, then this guy will be the answer. Okay, so please don't confuse yourself. Nothing too easy. We don't want to talk about it. Still too easy. Let's do this matching. I want you to tell me your A, B, C, D in the correct spot. Go ahead, text me your message. Text me your answer for this multiple choice. This guy is going down. Okay, this guy is going down. So in that way, you immediately know who is this guy's range. This guy is something like this, but you have a negative x, so this guy will opens to the left. Okay, this guy will opens to the left, and its y value will be greater than equals than 4. This guy is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. This guy, you have the vertex, so your y is greater than equal than something. Okay, Abby correct, Haley correct, Cindy correct, Vienna correct, Valara correct. Okay. Graphing part. When they give you this, you want to move the constant to the right. You move the 4 to the other side, so you have here. And then you can draw it. The vertex of this guy is 5, negative 4. 5, negative 4. This guy is positive. So from this vertex, go up, go up. If they have a negative, you will go down, go down. Okay, that's it. Now this is another system of inequality. Okay. Now let's see here. I don't know if any of you still remember the matrix. So in the future, when you learn computer science, sooner or later, one day, they will ask you to write either Python code or C++ code to solve a system of linear equations. So at that time, you do need to seriously know the Gaussian elimination method. That's the algorithm to solve it. For example, they give you a 5 by 5 matrix. It's not going to be possible to solve by hand. You want to solve it by coding or by computer. So the matrix here, this guy, you can rewrite this 2 by 2 is easy. 5, 2, 7, 3. This guy times x, y equals to 47, 67. Okay. Some people say, oh, choosing this one, be careful. The correct way for solving this matrix is you have to take care of the order. You want to times this guy by its inverse. So you copy down here. And then you will copy down the same position. Make sure the order really matters. Okay? You have to make sure you put the correct order. Otherwise, everything will be wrong. And you may say, so this one sounds correct. This one also sounds correct. Well, you have to solve this one by hand to see the final result. Okay? So the x is 7, y is 6. You can quickly solve this by either substitution method or elimination method, the thing you learned in Algebra 1. So that will exclude this. And then you may feel curious. Is this guy correct or is this guy correct? Look, the way you want to find your x, y is you put 5, 7, 2, 3, and then you do an inverse. The inverse times this matrix itself is going to give you this 1, 0, 0, 1 matrix. Okay, we learned this in summer. This means 1 times x plus 0 times y, so it becomes x. 0 times x plus 1 times y, which is this. Okay, that guy is exactly the result of this. When you do this guy in a calculator, you will have this immediately. And that's your x, y value. Okay. Well, if we want to solve this by hand, we can solve this one. Let me remind you guys the Gaussian elimination method. How does the Gaussian elimination method work? When we do the Gaussian elimination, is there any volunteer want to do this 2 by 2 Gaussian elimination with me together? Anybody remember? Claire, let's try this one, Gaussian elimination. We want to make that guy to be 1, 1. This one to be 0, 0. Okay? So what can we do? This is 5, 2, 47. These are all ugly numbers. Let's times this layer by 7, times this layer by 5. Can we do that?
Yes.
So we are going to do we will times the first row by 7. Okay, so this by 7.
3, 5, and then 14, and then 235.
Really? By 7.
Oh, 7. 329.
Okay. Now we are going to times this guy by 5. Go ahead.
35, 15, and then 335.
Good. Now let's do the difference. We want this corner to be 0. So what can we do?
It becomes, or the bottom row will become 0, 1, and then 300.
So this minus this is 0, right?
0, and then 1.
We can use this minus this, so we can make it positive. This minus this become? How much?
6.
6. And then we will change this first row back to the original number. We don't want to carry on so big number. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we want to change this guy. Let's change this guy here. We want to change this guy to be 0, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can times this.
Bottom layer
by 2. So we write down here. So far, so good. And then we are going to use the first row minus the second row, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy becomes
5, 1, 35.
Oh, 5, 0.
Yeah. What?
This minus this, this minus this, this minus this, right?
Oh, 0.
And then one more step. We want to make this to be 1. So we divided everybody by 5. Correct.
Yes.
So this first row becomes
1, 0, 7.
That's it. So when we have this one, this means when you have that part is 1, 0, 0, 1. This means this guy times by xy equals to this constant column. Because 1 times x plus 0 times y, this is x. 0 times x plus 1 times y, this is y. So your x is 7, y is 6. Okay? Makes sense now? That's how we do the Gaussian elimination, the simplest case of 2 by 2. Okay, in summer, we did a 3 by 3. Next. Look at this. Okay, go ahead. Solve this one. This time, I want y'all to do the matrix method. Solve this one by matrix. Let's see if we have some student can do this by hand using matrix. Go ahead. The 3 by 3 is you make this corner to be 0 first, and then make this guy 0. Okay? And then you want to make this diagonal to be 1, 1, 1. And that thing is 3 there. When we do the matrix operation, we always operate based on the row. That means you can time the constant for any of the equation, you can add two equation or minus two equation, and you can flip the equation. That's all called a row operation. You cannot do the vertical direction. Do the vertical direction, your system changed. Please mute yourself, okay? I know that there are some students here learning AP Computer Science this year. For the coding, the algorithm part is the most difficult part. At the beginning, you may not be familiar with those like C++ or Python grammar, but after a while, you get used to it. You can do the coding, but the hard part is the algorithm. How do you realize it? The question. The matrix things here is just like those arrays, okay? Those arrays in your Java or C++. Mm. Oh, I have everybody get different answers. Okay, let me call student. Haley, let's do this one together. Okay. Now I'm going to write down here. 3, 2, 10, 34. -2, -1, -7, -22. 3, 2, 11, 37. Go ahead, Haley. What do you do first?
I subtracted the top row to the bottom row.
Sure. So we minus this guy by this guy, right?
Yes.
So we do the bottom one minus the top one. So that we only have positive, right?
Yes.
So this is 0, 0, 1, and 3. Very good. Second step, what do you do?
I multiplied the top row by 2 and the second row by 3 and then
Okay,
added them.
sure. So we can write down this guy over here. 6, 4, 20, 68. Double, right?
Yes.
And then we times 3. So -6, -3, -21, -66, right?
Yes.
And then we are going to adding these red numbers, okay? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. To replace the second row. So 6 plus -6 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. 20 minus 21 is -1. This minus this is 2. So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay.
The bottom row.
The bottom part I need to change, okay? 0, 0, 1, 3. Double check 0, 1, -1, 2. Okay. That's right, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we can mix this guy to be 0 also. We can also let's mix this layer to be 0 first. Okay.
Yes.
So let's copy and paste it here. So we can plus this 2 row, right?
Yes.
Okay. So plus this is 0. This keep 1. This becomes 0. This becomes 5. Correct?
Yes.
Good. Now we want to do something here. So we want to change this guy to be 0, right?
Yes.
So basically we can times the bottom by 10. So far, so good.
Yes.
And then copy. And then paste. And then this first row, 3 minus 0 is 3. 2 minus 0 is 2. 10 minus 10 is 0. 34 minus 30 is 4. Okay. So far, so good.
Yes.
And next, we want to make this guy to be 0, right?
Yes.
So we will times this second row by 2. So 0, 2, 0, 10. So far, so good.
Yes.
So we are going to put 3 minus 0 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And then 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Correct?
Yes.
And then the last step is going to divide it, the first row, by 3. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this divided by 3 is 1. This divided by 3 is negative 2. So the answer is negative 2, 5, and 3. Okay. Yeah, Haley got the perfect answer. Very good. If your students didn't get the same answer here, please check your work. Let me go through everybody's work to see if there is other people get the correct answer. Yes, I have Valeria also get correct answer. If you haven't finished, go ahead and do your work and send your work to me. If you choose STEM major, in college, you will see this guy again. I guarantee you. If you choose STEM major, you have to choose linear algebra. Okay, so this thing is the basics for linear algebra. That corner has to be 0. This corner has to be 0. You only do the row operation. I really suggest you have a second color pen with you so that you can draw this thing to make you get every step clear. Okay. Very small, tiny mistake in any step will cause you a disaster. Anybody need me to go through this with you? So far, I have Haley and Valeria get this question correct. Get another color pencil or pen with you. Do similar things as what I did over here. Each step is going to be fine. You see the way when I do this with a student, I keep tracking with a student so that we double check. During the test, even there's no people with you, you ask yourself, am I correct for this step? Can I go to the next? If you don't confirm with the previous one, don't go to the next. Good job, Ethan. You got it. Thank you. Very good. Other people? Keep doing. The Gaussian elimination is only just one way of solving this one. There is another way for solving this. I'm going to write down another way of solving this. I only show you the formula. So for the x, you can solving this by Okay, so this is the formula for this. So you say, oh, this is so crazy. When you calculate this, you do this 3-guy product plus this guy product plus this guy product. This is called the matrix major direction. That's 3-number summation minus this direction product with this guy product. That's called a minor direction. You use the major direction summation minus the minor direction summation. That's going to be your denominator. And you will do the same thing. Do this, minus this guy with this guy. That's the division result is going to be exactly this guy here. Okay. So in the future, when your teacher asks you, say, do a coding to solve this system equation, you can use the algorithm showing here. You can also use the algorithm showing here. Both ways are all called using matrix method. Okay, thank you, Vienna, you got it. Kathleen, you got it. Very good. I don't think anybody have trouble for this, right? This 49 is 7 by 7, and this 4 is 1 by 4. And then this is 28 minus 7, give you a 21 matching. So you have here. Okay. And then this, everybody has 4z squared, take it out, and then you can factor. You might see, really, why they put algebra 1 with algebra 2 AAC together? I don't know, but if you do things very carefully, this is the best chance to increase your score. But if you say, oh, I always have careless mistake, then you have to be careful. Now simplify. "43. Christina, who is this? Christina, who is this one? Can you hear me, Christina? You didn't unmute yourself. Who is this? What's this, Christina? Kathleen, who is this?
X minus 3 quantity squared.
So you have square root of x minus 3 squared. Then who is this?
X minus 3.
No, you want to put absolute value. Okay, make sure we put the absolute value. Okay,
Okay.
look. You see, this is the absolute value, right? Vertex at 3, 0. Make sure you have this, okay? Let's see if there is some hard questions. Yeah, let's see those. When we see the, when I see those big number, complicated expression, I feel excited. Let's do here. Shudisha, let's try here. This number. Who is 294? $294 is who? This guy is divisible by 2, right?
Yes.
2 times who?
147.
147. 1 plus 4 plus 7. This guy divided by who? Divided by 3, right?
Yes.
So this number is divided by 3, right?
Yes.
So 2 times 3 times
49.
49. And then we will know, oh, who is that guy? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we have 3 times 49 get out. It's 7, right?
Yes.
And then you have 2 by 3, which is 6. 42 is who by who? 6 by 7, right?
Yes.
So you times 6, square root 6 times square root 7. And then this becomes 21 by 6 times square root 7. Make sense now?
Yes.
That makes sense, right? Okay. When you see those numbers, if it's kind of like a strange, you don't feel familiar, divided by some number, simple number, either 2 or 3 or 7, you might find out how you can simplify. That's easy part. This thing, I to the power of number, I to the power 1 is I squared is -1, I cubed is I to the power 4 is +1. Okay, so based on that, nobody have trouble for here. That's easy. Well, this thing I'm going to call student to do with me together. Cindy, let's try 51, please. You want 2 times who?
8 minus 5i.
The bottom become?
Becomes 64 minus, or 64 minus 25i squared, which is plus 25.
Very good. Go ahead, the top.
The top is 16 plus 16i minus 10i plus 10i squared, which is minus 10.
Good. So this is 16 minus 10, right?
Oh, wait, it's minus 10i squared.
Or minus 10i squared. Okay, thank you. So this is plus 10, right?
Yeah.
So this is 26 plus 6i over 89.
Yeah.
Yes? Good. Now this one. This guy is asking you for the absolute value. So look at here, Cindy. -2 is the x and 5 is the y. So it's here. -2, +5. This is x, the real number. This is the y, imaginary. They ask you the distance, so you are doing the square root. This is square root of 4 plus 25. Okay?
Okay.
Make sure when we do this thing, you do that guy square, you do that guy square. Don't do 5i squared. Please, please don't do that. That's wrong, okay? This is square root 29.
Okay.
Definition of multiplicative inverse means you use 1 divided by this. If two complex number product is 1, they are called multiplicative inverse to each other. If their summation is 0, they are called additive inverse to each other. Okay, that's easy. That's easy. Still easy. Now look at this. Everybody, go ahead. Show me your skills of completing square. Change this guy. This is called factor format or roots format. I want you to give me the standard format and the vertex format. Go ahead, convert this to this two format. Show me your notes. If you say, I need help to change this guy to standard format and the vertex format, unmute yourself. I go through this with you together. Don't feel shy, okay? I tell you, I teach, in the summer, I teach a calculus class. You know, that's a very hard course. I have one student, each class. At the beginning, she really fall behind. But each class, when I give chance to let student ask questions, she always asked. Even at the beginning, she asked a very simple, very easy question, but she didn't give up. That's the resilience that she can be successful. And then at the end of the class, she becomes the top student. If you really need help to let me go through this for standard format, for vertex format, do it. Tell me, I show you. I guarantee I will make you understand. Well, the x-intercept is easy. Just make it equal 0. That's easy. And then vertex, okay? Yeah, some people get the answer. Not only send me your answer cell A, B, C, D, but also show me how you change this to the standard format, to the vertex format. Oh, by the way, the ICT results, the PICT results is already available online. If you haven't checked your score, check it. If you want to share me with your score, go ahead. If you want to keep it secret, that's fine. Valeria, very good. I need to see the vertex format. If you haven't sent me the vertex format, please do it. Ethan, please do your work to show me that format and that format. Very good job, Haley. Okay, I'm going to show this work anyway, okay? So y equals to a times x plus 13 times 2x plus 18. So we have this. If we want to change this to the standard format, that means we will do the followings. And I like to take the 2 out in front. So this becomes 2a. This is x plus 13 times x plus 9. Okay, everybody have the same page. And then this is 2a. This is x squared plus 13x plus 9x plus 13 by 9. Everybody have the same result. And then this becomes 2a times x squared plus 22x. When you have 22x, you will know you will have plus 22 divided by 2 is 11, so you will plus 11 squared.
Isn't it x plus 3? Not x plus 13?
Oh, sorry. I copied things wrong. Thanks for catching me. So this is 3x and 9x, and this is 27. And then this is 12x. And then 12 divided by 2 is 38. divided by 2 is 6, so 6 squared. Let's do the matching. This thing match to this. This guy match to this. 27, I will leave it at the end. This is something extra to help me completing the square using this formula. So I need to minus 6 squared, which is 36. So that guy I can rewrite as x plus 6 squared. That guy, negative 36 plus 27 is negative 9. And then plus 2a times negative 9. This is 2a times so my vertex is negative 6, comma, negative 18a. Okay. And the standard format, exactly standard format is 2ax squared plus 12x times 2, which is 24ax plus 27 times 2a, which is 54a. That's it. Now, I teach everybody this thing. Let me see if student can do here. Let me call a student. Valeria. Okay. Look at this. A, B, C, and B squared minus 4AC. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. For the C, positive, negative.
Negative.
For this,
Positive.
because it cross with this with two distinct roots, so it's positive. For the B, for the B,
Positive.
positive. Why?
H equals negative b over 2a.
Because the line of symmetry. This is negative b over 2a. This is the positive, right?
Yes.
And then your a is negative. So b has to be positive so that this is positive, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I teach you a quick way. We don't need to use this. There is a quick way to get the b value immediately. Anybody know how do we get the b positive, negative? Who remember? Nobody? Look at this. If I have y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, I will take a out. Okay, and then I will plus b over 2a parentheses square. And then plus c is copied down, but minus a times b squared over 4a squared to balance this. This match, this match, this match, this balance. So this guy equals minus b squared over 4a plus 4ac over 4a. So the vertex, this guy vertex is negative b over 2a. And then full is c minus b squared over full a. That's the vertex position. The y-intercept is 0, c. Okay. If I draw a line to connect these two guys, okay, so I want to connect between the y-intercept and the vertex. The y-intercept is 0, c. So this line slope equals to y minus y over x minus x. Slope formula. So go ahead using this one. Minus c over this one minus 0, which is negative b over 2a. So this become times a full a for top and bottom. The top one times full a canceled. Minus full a times c. The bottom one times full a. This guy times full a. A is gone. 2 is gone. You have a 2 left. This is negative 2 times b. That's canceled. This gives you a negative b squared over negative 2b. Negative cancel. This is b over 2. What does b over 2 mean? That means if your slope is positive, your b is positive. If your slope is negative, so for example, I'm going to drag this guy. Okay. And then I can connect the line here. Okay. Okay. So if I connect the new position of my vertex and the y-intercept, this gives you also the correct answer. Because your b and slope, they are either both positive or they are both negative. This slope is negative. That's why your b is negative. So here you have your b negative immediately. Here you have your b positive immediately. Okay, that's it. This is a proof. Okay, I don't think you see this anywhere. This is my own proof. I didn't see this thing anywhere else. I proved this by myself so that I can teach my kids. If you want to find the b value, you draw this line. If this is positive slope, b is positive. If this is negative, b is negative. This is a fast way to get your b. This might save you maybe 20 seconds. So let's see. In summary, we learned The first thing we learn in summer is the absolute value inequality. And then we learn the inequality system, which you might see this thing before. It's this, okay? You might still remember. How do we draw this? Everything are based on the same concept. That's the absolute value part. And then we do the composite function, and then we do the Gaussian elimination. Today we already reviewed the Gaussian elimination system linear equation. And then we do those radical simplifications. See here, do that things. So we covered some of the radical simplifications with imaginary numbers. And then we have some conic sections. So for your quiz test, we have way more harder questions than what we see over here. Okay. So you see here, that's those typical conic questions with parabolas. But in the summer, we learn way more harder questions than what we have learned today. And factoring, that's the basic foundation. And then quadratics, okay? Quadratics, we solve the quadratic equations. Many times we see the quadratic questions. Right now in Algebra 2, next second semester, we will learn the exponential and log. The log, it has a lot of quadratic equations involved with the logarithm together. So quadratic is the foundation. And later summer, the last class, we learned the system nonlinear equations. Okay? Quadratic is the foundation to solve this part quickly and perfectly. That's for what we learned in summer. In this fall, the first thing, major thing we do is those inverse. I believe Dulles have this test last Friday. Clemens have the test today, right? For this quadratic inverse. And then the radical graphing. Okay, that's for those radical graphing. As long as you know the vertex, and then you need to make sure you go to the left, you go to the right, you go up, you go down. And then we solve the factoring skills. We also go through the factoring skills. That's for our all fall semester. Next semester, we will start the class January, the first week, the first Thursday of January, we will start our Algebra 2 class. If you want to continue with my Algebra 2 spring class, let your mom contact me. We have already finished the polynomial part, the PNI, PR stuff. And next semester, we will do those rational. The first thing we learned in the spring semester is a rational function. That's an extremely hard topic. So make sure we can have that topic cleared during my class so that you don't have trouble in your school Algebra 2. That part is the part students get a very low grade. Okay, so I give the warning in advance. I will upload today's review solution, and that's for my whole semester, fall semester class. Everybody is working very hard during my class. I really appreciate that. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay? Bye-bye.